I'm gonna set the camera down. That's goofy. Just waiting for it to do a spin cycle. It's just draining the water out right now. There we go. Got it on the end of pre-wash now. Let's just spin it away. Watch this. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna see if I can get one from Daniel, because he has a triple spray tub ring, and the triple spray tub ring will fit this nicely. But otherwise, it's fine. It doesn't hurt the machine function. It's just cosmetic, really. It's almost full. It's about half full. It just entered the ultra clean cycle. Water temperature is pretty good. Alright, so now we're agitating. You can see that. Yes, quite decent turnover. The load that's in the dryer, it was a load of sheets. The rollover was like constant. It was actually quite nice to watch. Direct drives, man, you can't beat them. They just work and work and work. Yeah. What agitator do you have in a Maytag? Is it the load sensor or just the regular power fin? It seems like your 63 Whirlpool is like a, it's almost like a car, but a very, very good machine nonetheless. I did see the comment about the power fin, that's nice. Both agitators are great. I think the load sensor does best when you have a 50 Hertz mod on the old Pitman machines. I will be right back. Just enjoy the agitation while I go look for something. Even with the normal size pulley, it does just fine. Nice thing about the load sensor is that it allows you to... Yes, that is one thing about the load sensor. It's gentle yet effective. And by gentle, I mean both gentle on the clothes and the mechanism. This thing here can really strain the machine. It has the spring in it, which helps with both rollover and strain, because if it's getting jammed, it just pulls up. But if you jam it enough, this can actually jam the machine. Ask me how I know. If you overload a direct drive, you can break the motor coupler. I'm surprised the motor coupler on this is still working. Knock on wood. change if it does fail. The part's inexpensive, and the process of changing it isn't too difficult. You just take the motor off. And so, should be fine. Let me know what you guys think of this angle. I can always change it if you don't like it. The whirlpool belt drive, you can pause the belt. Huh. That almost reminds me of like on an old Maytag when you not really overload. Well, I guess kinda. If you overload it, I guess the woo-woos would get stronger. But specifically with the pump, when it first shifts in the spin, because the belt is almost like a clutch, it can strain the belt and the motor a little bit. But once it's empty, it goes right back to normal. It's like when you, it's like on a Whirlpool belt drive, when it starts to spin and it's a heavy load, it can sound bogged. But after a while, it'll get right back up to speed. Thanks for the like, by the way. Oh, there we go. We're good. A little tricky. Very nice turnover. Yes. Very nice turnover indeed. That's all thanks to the triple action agitator. That's interesting because if I remember correctly, some of the diagrams that I have mention a clutch. So it's interesting whether they did or didn't, I don't know. But they have a diagram that says clutch and brake assembly on the old Maytags. So I don't know if Maytags have a clutch built into that drive pulley or what. I've never really studied a Maytag as my other one was very rusty and it was hard to get to all those parts. Of course, nowadays I have the tools necessary to service, but of course I don't have that Maytag anymore. But if I do come across one, I'll have to study its internals, because it would be very interesting to see how they work. I replaced the MVW C565 because it was an absolute piece of garbage that could not clean clothes. I apologize if I offended somebody, but if you think that machine is good, I think you need to have your brain checked. One of my dad's Maytag a few years back was slightly overloaded with towels, which caused the belt to slip over the transmission pulley, which made a god-awful noise and a burning smell. Yes, that can happen, because if the belt is slipping against the pulley, you will have both squealing and a burning smell. And I actually got that with the Orbital a couple of times. If the load is too heavy, or if you hold the tub while it tries to spin, almost like a neutral drain, you'll get that burning smell. That's just the smell of the rubber. On the 565, I used to get a burning smell coming from the motor because of how god-awful it was. We'll get to see this in action whenever it... I mean, If the belt is slipping on top, maybe the belt is loose. I know they have adjustments for belt tightness. At some point, you might want to just tighten the belt. I kind of like the short tubs. They're decent. The short tubs, I heard, have better turnover and better rinsing capabilities because it's, you know, smaller. Large tubs are alright too, I guess. I'd really like to find a 906 set. Those are pretty neat. Although I can imagine they'd be a nightmare to work on because of all the electrical components. Alright, now we're gonna go to a neutral drain. I'll show you what I did. I just put a zip tie there. And that should keep the drain hose from moving too much. And show you where it is on the timer. Yeah, I can see that, Sean. By the way, Henry, what I would suggest is when you go to change the pulley and the belts, I would do an adjustment on the tension. I don't know if there's a manual out for that, but I would just adjust it. Obviously, don't break anything, but just so that way it's, you know, working fine, and it should last a long time once it's calibrated. I still need to work on this machine's clutch. I don't know what's happening with it, but it makes a noise as it starts to spin. And I really don't know how or why it's doing it, and I don't really care to take this thing apart again. If I have to change the motor coupler, I will then look at the clutch. But as it is right now, it works. That's really the only thing mechanically wrong with this machine is its clutch. It makes a noise. The only other problem I'm having with it is when it gets between pre-wash and soak, it tends to get stuck. I don't know if that's the timer or the option switch, because it seems like the option switch is what's making it mess up. I don't know. But it does everything else just as fine as it's supposed to. The hand wash is the other thing, though. The hand wash is a bit flaky on this unit. Alright, let's see what this does. See, there's that noise. It's kind of quiet. It depends on the load. Like on an Ace 806 set. Did the DE 806 not have an auto dry? Or do you want to convert it to... I'm a bit confused, Sean, if you'd like to explain. I don't know what auto dry timer. Is that the one where you select your cycle and then push it in, or is that like an actual timer? Alright, there's your spin. Yeah, see, the clutch is, you know, working just fine. The machine spins up to speed nicely. It just makes a bit of noise at the start. If memory serves, I believe this is the last of the 90 series units before the Catalyst came out. So, that's kind of cool that this is the last of them. Personally, if I were to pick a 90 series to own, I'd probably want to own one of the earlier ones from the late 80s. But having a last of line is also interesting. I see a lot of these in almond, interestingly enough. Almond, the easiest way to tell it if you're very good with depicting color is if you look on the timer, the almond ones have red instead of blue. Same with the black ones. The black ones will also have red. The black panels, that is. I don't know if that counts for the cabinet, but I know the black control panels have the red. Okay, that was a quick spin. And there's your rinse. Uses electronic energy, which uses when dry timer advances, then thermostat cycles off. Okay. Where did you find these direct drives? So, I found this at someone's house. They wanted to get rid of their machine because they weren't using it. And these were in pretty sorry shape when I got them. But I did a full restore on the washer and dryer. And then I decided to own them. These were originally going to be sold, but I was convinced that these would probably be better than the 565. And they are better. I'm much more satisfied with these than I am with the 565, at least with cleaning ability. Before I got the catalyst, I was originally aiming to either an older black console lady Kenmore with the auto dispensers or a Kenmore fabric care 2 or 4. I see. I don't know how yours is with the catalyst, but my grudge with the triple dispensers is that they're not designed very well because they rely on siphons. Whereas I believe on the catalyst, at least for soap, it just dispenses right in. Of course, that means you can't really do a pre-wash. With this, you can do a pre-wash because it holds the soap for you. Whereas on the catalyst, it doesn't hold soap. It goes right through. But this can get gummed up over time if you're not careful. Alright, so I'm going to set the camera down. I have to unload the dryer. All these are nice and warm. And they smell good. That's always nice. Alright, let's see the chat. Mace, this is the Maytag Halo Heat Dryer with electric uses the first 1960 and 1961. Interesting. The detergent goes straight in, but the fabric softener is siphon-based. So is the bleach, Henry. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's all good. I don't know which I like better, the waterfall that you get with the regular Kenmores or the triple spray. Triple sprays are a bit more interesting, but these, the waterfalls, also kind of, if you're nostalgic for them, then there's always that. I grew up with direct drives in the orbital. I never, the bleach back through the hose. Let's see, what did you say? Sorry, And the bleach uses a funky feature where it holds it and pumps the water in to push detergent back through the hose into the what? Uses where it holds the bleach and then pumps water in to push the detergent back through. Bleach back. Okay. I see what you were saying. Yeah, I think they called that the smart dispenser. I believe the Kenmore's Elites did the same thing, which is actually smart. I believe that the bleach dispenser shouldn't be a plastic cup. It should hold the bleach until it's washed for a bit. Because certain detergents can be neutralized by bleach. And if they're neutralized, then, you know, you're not going to get much cleaning done. Although I think on the 90 series, it lets the bleach out a little bit too late. I would let it out at the last 4 minutes, not the last 2. But those are just little things. And all in all, you know, generally, looking at it just across the board, I think this is a very nice machine. It has its quirks and pros and cons, as every machine does. But across the board, I like this machine. At some point, I want to retrobrite the control panel. It's sunny out, so I can, but I just need to get the Hair Salon 40 stuff. I'm going to use the liquid and just soak the end caps and then the knobs in the stuff. As far as the dispensers are concerned, I would like to retrobrite them, but that's a bit bigger of a job because you have to actually disassemble it. But I mean, I could retrobrite the liquid, and then I could retrobrite this top piece at least. But the insides would still be yellow, but whatever. Arc. Not much has been. I've been quite busy posting all the photos of cars that I've archived over the years into my Instagram page. Hey there, I love this washer. Thank you, Matthew. How fast does this spin? Approximately 660 RPM. My tub ring cracked because I was being stupid. I was pulling up on this and it cracked. Oh, crap. I'm glad you like the washer, Matthew. I like your TC5 set. The Kenmore 80 series is quite interesting. I think it's a different iteration, at least for the timer, because my timer looks like this. So it's basically the same as yours, but the positioning of everything is a little different. So that's what my timer looks like. I keep dropping the dang phone. There we go. Can I zoom out any further? No. That's fine. You can just watch it, Phil. Rinse, rather. Whirlpool direct drives may spin faster, but seem not to spin as much out as the Maytags do, since the tub is more shallow and wide, forcing more water when it spins. Where's your opinion on the triple spray action? Gaming with Jalen, I don't know what that washer is. I feel like the triple spray action is probably best for spray rinsing. I don't think he was referring to the triple spray. I think he was referring to, like, in the wash plate, the little 3 dots. But maybe he was referring to the triple spray. I'm not sure. I'm not very good with model numbers. Hee. I'm good with the simple ones like Maytags, but all of the Whirlpool and GE and all that, I tend to forget. So apologies. Probably. Aren't the triple spray direct drives water sensing though? If memory serves, aren't they all water sensing? I've seen somewhere they weren't. Someone was selling a Whirlpool washer dryer set for $20 and then went to $120. I shat myself laughing pretty much. Like, you're gonna list something for 20 and then post it for 100 once I make an offer for it. It's funny. Whole TR series is terrible. Well, Jerry has had good experience with the first gen. I don't see them as terrible. Poor, yes, but not terrible. They at least do the job that they're supposed to do, unlike a 565. I don't believe there are freaks, but you never know with Whirlpool. Okay, now we're gonna go to the neutral drain. Here must stand for terrible series. Ha! That's funny. I mean, like I said, I don't really hate the perfect wash machines. I think they're decent. Maybe not perfect, but, you know, that's what they call them. Kelly told me. Hey, Maddie. Kelly told me the new PR at his local scrap yard. Yeah, I agree with Jerry. This is my favorite part of the cycle, interestingly, besides agitation. I don't know what it is about spray rinses, I like them. I really want someone to find and document a D2000 with the 5 spray rinses. That's funny. I mean, it just seems really funny to me how Speed Queen always touted the fact that they've never changed their design and they've kept it for all these... But you could. Excuse me. Alright, I'm back.